None of this feels real, first of all. I'm so honored to be here. I am very moved and very grateful. I'm really honored to speak to you today on such a special day. Thank you to New School for recognizing my work with this honorary degree. I'm still stunned by the recognition. I actually have an interesting connection to the university. When I was 19 years old, I transferred to New School as a sophomore from Chicago. I aspired to become a writer here, where so many literary greats lived and wrote, but I very quickly became intimidated and overwhelmed with New York. So I returned home and finished my degree there. For many years, I wondered what my life would have become if I had stayed at New School. Sometimes I felt that I had made a terrible, terrible mistake. But now, 20 years later, I understand that I was doing the best I could in my circumstances as the daughter of Mexican immigrants and first-generation college student with debilitating depression. I think it's extraordinary that my life has led me here again. I love the symmetry of it all. Literature and art have always been at the center of my life. I'm convinced that I was born a writer. My mother and father have a sixth grade education, and before them, everyone in my lineage has been illiterate, as far as I know. The women in my family had only two options: get married or stay home to take care of their elders. I wanted neither. I wanted books and freedom. Self-expression and agency are luxuries not typically available to people like me, so I understand that my life is extraordinary. I've been afforded the privilege of language and mobility. I feel as if I speak for those before me. They are me because I am them. The rage and rebellion in my work is not mine alone. It's transcendent, it's ancient, it's otherworldly. And as a writer, I know I have to listen closely to what it's telling me. My love for language only grows with time, and so does my commitment to it. Poetry is my center. It allows me to branch out into other art and explore the world creatively. It makes me understand the interconnectedness of all things. And that constant search for truth is what keeps me going in such a difficult world. Throughout history, young people, students especially, have been the seekers of truth, the voices of reason. They hold a mirror to their governments and societies and say, "Look at yourself." Students are such a threat to authoritarianism that they are often silenced and killed. We have seen it again and again all around the world. Free Palestine, yes. It feels as if the world is on fire because it is. And in this age of information, we can't look away even if we try. Here are some truths. The death toll in the Gaza Strip has risen to more than 35,000 people. In the last few weeks, students all over the US have protested in response to the ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people. They have been terrorized and censured for standing up against such unspeakable violence. Anti-Semitism has skyrocketed since Hamas attacked Israel in 2023. The Anti-Defamation League reported anti-Semitic incidents increased by 361%. In 2022, the Supreme Court reversed Roe v. Wade, leaving millions of people without access to safe, legal, and necessary abortion care, a right that most of us believed would always exist. For so many people, myself included, abortion is a matter of life and death. I would not be standing here today if I had not had an abortion. Last year, The American Library Association recorded well over 4,000 books that were targeted for removal or restriction in schools and libraries across the US. This includes my novel, I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I've lost count of how many times it's been banned. It's not a coincidence that the vast majority of banned books are written by LGBTQ authors and/or authors of color. In 2022, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill prohibiting teachers from teaching critical race theory, so any material related to race, including the truths of slavery and the genocide of Native people. Lastly, migrants here and abroad are dying at astounding rates in their search for safety. According to the Migration Data Portal, 2023 was the deadliest year on record with more than 8,000 deaths recorded worldwide. It's grim, but not hopeless. James Baldwin, my literary ancestor, once said, "I can't be a pessimist because I am alive." His entire existence as a gay Black writer was a target for white supremacy, and yet he still had hope. What choice do we have but to keep working in spite of everything? My parents taught me that. My community taught me that. What I wish is for you to see things for what they really are, to question even when you think it's inconvenient. I urge you to think like a poet and look closely at what others ignore. Intellectuals are dangerous to the status quo because they think critically. They read and question. They ask for proof. That's what poetry has taught me, and the way that many things can be true at the same time. So will you commit to the truth with me, to all the work that lies ahead in the fight for kindness, beauty, and what's right? What pulses inside of you? What is your spirit asking for? What are your ancestors telling you? What are your descendants asking of you? What do you want your life to mean? What beats inside of you that cannot be silenced? Please don't be consumed by apathy or cynicism. It's so easy to say everything is doomed and do nothing. It's brave to demand that we do better. The world needs you. Humanity needs you. Congratulations.